Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video tonight there is lots to negotiate about. So I'm going to give you the breaking news regarding Harry Maguire. Then I'm going to be giving you some news on Moussa Dembele from Lyon. Then I'm going to be giving you some breaking news on Jadon Sancho. Then I'm going to be talking with you about Douglas Costa from Juventus. So yeah, lots of topics to delve into. But yeah, going to start with the news on Harry Maguire. So Harry Maguire has earlier on today left court in Greece. He has not pleaded guilty for the charges and he has been released from police custody. And I think now Harry Maguire is either on his way back or he is already back home. But Harry Maguire was recently arrested for allegedly attacking police. Also, two other men were arrested. Now, yesterday night, Harry Maguire was in the Greek cells for the second night. Man United did release a statement on Friday saying that Harry Maguire is fully cooperating with Greek authorities, and it said, contact has been made with Harry Maguire, but there'll be no further comment at this time. And I think earlier on today we have released another statement because it was actually saying that Harry Maguire is facing charges. He's being charged with assault, and he said he will be facing a trial next week. But yeah. But anyway, I have been talking with you a lot about Harry Maguire recently. I think definitely Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to take the captain's armband off him, and he needs to give the captain's armband to either Bruno Fernandes or Paul Pogba, because they are the ones that show good leadership in the team. We obviously give Harry Maguire the captaincy, reflecting on Ashley Young's departure back in January. Now, this season is obviously going to be Harry Maguire's second season at the football club. Last season was his first season at the football club. And analysing it, I thought he had some good games, but he also had some bad games. So there's still aspects of Harry Maguire's game that's definitely got to improve. I think he scored 3 goals for Man United so far. He scored in the 6-0 win against Tranmere in the FA Cup. He also scored in the 2-1 win against Norwich in the FA Cup quarter-final, obviously in extra time. And he scored in our 2-0 away win against Chelsea back in February in the Premier League. Now, we got Harry Maguire from Leicester last summer in a deal worth £80 million. So obviously Harry Maguire is the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Paul Pogba, and he is the most expensive centre-half in the world. Some United fans have even said, we should consider selling Harry Maguire, but obviously, that's not going to happen. Doubt it very, very much. So anyway, yeah, that is the breaking news on him. Now, I just want to give you some breaking news on Moussa Dembele from Lyon. So, according to Men's Sport, they've said that Moussa Dembele is open to leaving Lyon and coming to Manchester United. But Moussa Dembele is not desperate to leave Lyon. Now, Lyon have made an admission saying that there will be departures from them in this summer transfer window. Now, don't forget, Liga 1 got cancelled. And so, obviously, they couldn't finish the season off due to the coronavirus pandemic. So, obviously, Lyon finished 7th in Liga 1 last season. So that means, they didn't get qualification for the Champions League and they're not even in the Europa League. Now, Moussa Dembele did score 2 goals recently in Lyon's 3-1 win against Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-finals. We have inquired about Moussa Dembele's availability before. Chelsea have also been in for him before. It didn't really mention a price regarding Moussa Dembele recently, but I think at an estimated guess, it'd probably cost us maybe in the 50-odd or the 60-odd million pound range. Lyon is the third club in his playing career. He's obviously enjoyed a few seasons with Lyon. He's still got a contract with Lyon until 2023. Leon did pay £20 million for him from Celtic in the summer of 2018. And he enjoyed a few good years with Celtic, scored 50-odd goals in 90-odd games. Before he was at Celtic, he was at Fulham. He began his senior career with Fulham, did Moussa Dembele. And he scored 19 goals in 64 competitive matches, so he's obviously proven in the Premier League. And Moussa Dembele is an out-and-out number 9. And he is predominantly a striker. Man United are in search for a striker because we've obviously been in the process of trying to replace Romelu Lukaku since last summer, because Lukaku did leave the football club last summer. So Moussa Dembele is not ruling out a move to Man United. And he is only in his early 20s. He's like, 23, 24 years of age. Now, let's delve into the news on Sancho from Dortmund. So, Sebastian Kell, who is one of Borussia Dortmund's directors, he has come out and said that he expects Sancho to stay at Dortmund for this season. So, basically saying the exact same thing as what Dortmund's CEO and sporting director said, because they said the other week that Sancho's staying at Dortmund and the decision is final. Jadon Sancho has spoken about our interest in him, and he is not really focusing on the noise around him, so he isn't really taking notice of the transfer speculation. Now, it's recently said as well that Manchester United and Jadon Sancho have come to an agreement on a contract, but obviously no fee has come to an agreement. And I've said throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. Because Borussia Dortmund have said several times that they want over £100 million, and we have said we are not willing to smash our transfer record. But also too, the personal terms and the agent fee also seems to be a problem as well. He did say recently that, we'd been given a deadline to sign Sancho from Dortmund, because Dortmund said they will not step in Jadon Sancho's way if he does want to leave. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was looking very, very imminent that Man United were going to be signing Jadon Sancho, because obviously Fabrizio Romano came out and said that negotiations between Man United and Dortmund were at an advanced stage, and he said that Sancho agreed personal terms with Man United, and he said he was set to sign a 5-year contract with the football club worth around 250 grand a week. But then after that, it said that talks had broken down, obviously because of Borussia Dortmund's asking price. But I think it's very imperative that we sign him. Sancho is our number 1 priority target. We have been in for him for the last few years. We first expressed our interest in Sancho back in 2017. And I think, Solskjaer wants to recommend him in to the football club. And I think Sancho said quite a few times himself that he wants to come to Man United. But Borussia Dortmund, said, that we had until the 10th of August to sign him. So we failed to meet that deadline. Now, I've outlined the reasons why I want Sancho at Man United is because he's got a good friendship with Rashford. He's predominantly a right winger, and he would dramatically improve us. Sancho's endured 3 years with Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund paid £8 million for him from Manchester City back in 2017. So Dortmund got him for next to nothing. Sancho endured 2 years with Man City, but the main explanation why I left them is because he did not get assured any first-team opportunities. But if Sancho is sold in this summer transfer window, then City do get around 15% of the transfer fee due to the sell-on clause that got him to Dortmund from City back in 2017. Sancho began his career with Watford. He was at Watford for several years. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. But I believe now we're the only club that's in for Sancho anyway, because Chelsea no longer in for him and Liverpool are no longer in for him. We said already that we're willing to give him the number 7 because he'd fulfill number 7 really, really well. And we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations, but we've got number 7 vacant at the moment. If we was to get Sancho, then I think we'd consider putting Mason Greenwood in a different role. But, we've already missed out on two players under Solskjaer. We missed out on Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham. They both went to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund have let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League in recent years. So some Man United fans will say, Sancho could still come in this summer transfer window. But on the other side of things, some Man United fans will, fully disregard it and say maybe we'll try and get Sancho in the January transfer window or try and get him in the summer of 2021, which is obviously, next summer. But we have been looking at quite a lot of alternatives now to Sancho, because I will make an admission, he is much cheaper solutions than him. So that's just some news on Jadon Sancho. Now let's delve into the news on Douglas Costa from Juventus. So according to reports from Italy, Man United have put a £27 million bid in for Douglas Costa, but this has been turned down by Juventus. Now I think Juventus are looking for around £36 million. Now Tuttosport did recently say that Juventus had named their asking price for Douglas Costa, and it said he was available for just £18 million. Now, obviously, Douglas Costa is one of the alternatives we are looking at to Sancho. A much cheaper solution than Sancho. My only element of concern about Douglas Costa is that he is injury prone. Didn't really have a perception on him last season because he was out with that ankle injury. Juventus have confirmed he's no longer part of their plans. Andrea Pirlo confirmed this. Douglas Costa has enjoyed a few years with Juventus. I think he's made around 101 appearances for them in all competitions. I think he's got a contract with Juventus until 2022. Juventus did pay around €40 million for him, with bonuses included. €40 million equates to around 36 million in pounds sterling. At one point, he was on loan with Juventus, and obviously Juventus had to pay a fee for that. In his first season with Juventus, he won the domestic double. During his time with Bayern Munich, he won a few trophies. He enjoyed about 3 years with Munich. And before he was at Munich, he was at Shakhtar Donetsk. He enjoyed 5 years with Shakhtar Donetsk and won the domestic treble with them. And before he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, he was at Grimero. Douglas Costa's predominantly a right winger, I think. He's got good physical attributes. His crossing ability is good. He can create chances. His passing ability is also very, very good. Can dribble the ball well. And he is in his late 20s. Is Douglas Costa like 29 years of age? Solskjaer said, he wants Man United to sign 3 players from Juventus. We're also interested in Federico Bernardeschi. We're being interested in Aaron Ramsey. We're interested in Alexandro. But, So that's the breaking news on Douglas Costa. I was obviously, talking with you about Gabriel Magalhaes, wasn't I, yesterday? He's now officially signed for Arsenal. I think Arsenal have got him for around 20-odd million pounds. And I think he's agreed a 5-year contract with Arsenal. Obviously, he's already had his medical. He had his medical the other day. But there was reports coming out yesterday saying that Man United, City, PSG and Napoli were all looking to hijack Arsenal's move for Gabriel Magalhaes. But I knew we'd, left it too late. And that's Arsenal's second signing now of this summer transfer window, because they recently got Willian on A3. But Man United have got to hurry up and make signings in this summer transfer window, because the summer transfer window has now been open almost 4 weeks and we have not yet made any signings. And these teams around us that are recruiting, like I've mentioned before, Chelsea got Hakim Ziyech back in February for around 37 or 38 million. They got Werner from Leipzig for around 48 million pounds. So they spent 80 million pounds out on them 2 players. I think they've just recently got Ben Chilwell, who's obviously been Chelsea's number 1 priority target. They're still looking to get Havertz. You've got Man City. They've done good recruitment so far. They've signed Ferran Torres and Nathan Akin. I think they got someone else. You've got Liverpool. They recently signed to Sikmas from Olympiacos for 13 million. Now, obviously, they're looking to get Thiago because Liverpool want to continue their dominance up. Tottenham recently signed Holberg from Southampton, and I think they also got Joe Hart on a free. So signings, have already been made in this summer transfer window. They really, really have. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Man United manager, and he did say that he's looking to improve the squad. Solskjaer outlined his transfer plans at the end of last season and he's instructed our board to go and get his preferred targets. And, Solskjaer has said that he wants Man United to spend a substantial amount, in this summer transfer window. And I think he said he wants Man United to make at least 3 signings. I think Ed Woodward has said he wants Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in this summer transfer window. And Solskjaer's identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. But there has been a hell of a lot of players on our agenda. I think it said at the end of last season that our transfer budget is around £140 million. Now, the big test for Solskjaer is this season, because this season is Solskjaer's second full season at the club. And he's obviously going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. And I think also our other expectation will be to win a trophy. We have not yet won a trophy under Solskjaer, and Solskjaer has been at the football club now for around 19 months, or is it 19 and a half months, something like that. And, we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years, and that's the first time this has happened in 31 years. But we want to be up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, obviously. I obviously, give you my review on, Solskjaer recently, on how he did, in his first full season at the club. And I thought he did well in his, first full season, exceeded most expectations. Obviously got us to 3 semi-finals. He got us to the Europa League semi-final. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. He got us to the FA Cup semi-final. Also, too, he got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say, didn't I, how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. And we also finished 3rd. But, Solskjaer said getting to semi-finals, isn't good enough. And I said to you, didn't I wanted Manchester United to win the Europa League, because obviously if we'd have won it, it'd have been our first trophy under Solskjaer, and it would have been our first trophy in over 3 years, and it'd have been our second Europa League. Obviously Sevilla won the Europa League. Sevilla have now won it 6 times. They are obviously the record holders. They are unbeaten since early February. I think Sevilla now unbeaten in their last 21 games in all competitions, and they did finish 4th in La Liga this season. But anyway, big decisions need to be made in this summer transfer window of what players we're going to recommend in and what players we are going to get rid of. Got a great idea, of the players we're looking to get rid of. We're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're looking to get rid of Pereira, Smalling, Rojo and Jones. I also expect them to leave the football club. I also expect Diego Dalot to leave the football club. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Eric Bay. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Victor Lindelof. Maybe some United fans will say we need to get rid of Juan Mata. But quite clearly, there is still deadwood at the football club. But when we sell players in this summer transfer window, our transfer budget will increase. We could get rid of up to 10 players in this summer transfer window. I also think that Solskjaer's got to do a few other things rather than sign players and get rid of players. I think he's got to put Dean Henderson as number 1 for this season, because I think now Dean Henderson is reliable enough to become our number 1, because he's got that experience behind him, and he's just endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and he was Sheffield United's player of the season. It recently said that Dean Henderson's close to signing a 4-year contract with Man United worth 100 grand a week. Obviously, that will make him one of the highest paid goalkeepers in the world. It was only last year Dean Henderson signed a contract worth 60 grand a week. But, De Gea has been our number 1 for several years, but I think he's too much of a liability now to remain our number 1. But Solskjaer said he wants David De Gea to remain number 1 for this season, at least, because he feels as though that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become our number 1. I think Solskjaer did say prior to our game against Copenhagen in the Europa League quarter-final, he said he is facing a goalkeeping dilemma, and he said it's going to be difficult for us to keep De Gea, Romero and Dean Henson all at the football club for this season. And I do believe that Sergio Romero is open to leaving Man United, like he updated you recently. I think we've definitely got to get Paul Pogba a long-term contract at the club, to end the uncertainty over his future. I think Paul Pogba will remain at Man United for this season because I think his combination with Bruno Fernandes has been absolutely fantastic. We have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in, but we've still got around 7 or 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year, so we've got to make a decision on those players. But in this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he's also got the backing of the Glazers. Like I've said to there has been problems at the football club for several years. We've obviously Ed Woodward, the Glazers. There's been problems with certain players. Obviously there's been problems with the managers we've had. Because we've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era. Obviously that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho. So yeah, we have been playing catch up for the last 7 years. And like I said to you before, Solskjaer's inheriting a squad that's worth £700 million. That's disregarding who he's brought in. Because Mourinho, he brought 11 players in. Van Gaal brought 16 players in, and Moyes brought 2 players in, didn't he? And obviously, so far Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings at Man United and spent just over £200 million. Obviously, last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, bought Bruno Fernandes and Odin Ighalo in. We got Ighalo on loan. He's obviously signed a few academy players. We recently got Marc Guardo from Barca. And we got Filips Stevanovic from Partizan Belgrade for around €12 million. He's officially joining Man United in the summer of 2021. Because obviously he's going to remain at Partizan Belgrade on loan for this season. But yeah, Solskjaer does deserve at least another season because it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. It has been a transition period for a while. But the fixtures are obviously announced for the new season. Within our first 7 games, we've obviously got Tottenham on the 3rd game. We've got Arsenal and Chelsea in that running as well. Everton, But we should definitely win our first 2 games. It's very important that we start the season strong this season. It really, really is. It starts on the 12th of September. But like I've said to you, we haven't lost in the league since January. We did go on the 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea beating us in the FA Cup semi-final. And like I said, I have seen improvements under Solskjaer. Our recruitment's improved. His approach to a lot of the big games last season were good. He promoted the youth well last season. There's definitely players that have improved under him as well, especially the top players. But there's still improvements needed. I think, we need to keep the ball better. We need to be more clinical in front of goal. We need to defensively improve. So there's still aspects of our game that have got to improve. Certain players have got to improve. Solskjaer's decision-making's also got to improve as well. So there you go. But like I've said to you, we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. But we have not won the Premier League since 2013. In the entirety of our history, we have won 45 trophies. 38 of those trophies came under Sir Alex Ferguson. We was very dominant under Ferguson. We enjoyed 20-odd years of success under Ferguson. But there again, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the club. So he didn't settle in straight away. And I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Alex Ferguson did. I don't know if Solskjaer has a foreseeable future for us. We'll know, obviously, this season if he is the right manager for Man United. I think Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his current contract. But United fans have got different perceptions on him. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.